got married and divorced in my early 20s. I got married when I was 19 to my first boyfriend I'd ever had. We started dating when I was like 17 or 18. And then a couple years later, we got not married, which is also known as divorce. I literally never talk about this because I never speak publicly about it. Honestly, it's been such a hard thing to ever speak about. But I remember feeling really lonely through that process. And just in case there's one other girl out there who can relate, I will share a little bit. The person I married was an amazing man. He was great to me. We were really, really young when we got married. We got married during my parents getting a divorce, and I really wanted to make a stable family of my own. Nobody forced me to get married. If anything, people were like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." 2 years later, I ended up getting a divorce because I woke up one day and I realized I'm best friends with this person, I'm roommates with this person, I'm co-workers with this person. We were youth pastors at the time, which I really, really hated, but that is for another story. Everyone said that being a youth pastor was my calling, and I'm pretty sure it was a prank call. But I remember thinking, I messed up and I don't want to keep wasting this man's time. Specifically remember getting the thought and hearing myself say, I'm married to someone else's husband. The sooner I let him go, the sooner that he can start that process with the person you really should be with, who's going to love him the way he deserves. I, growing up, thought that I was going to be like breaking the generational curse of divorce. Your parents have been divorced. My parents are divorced. When I got married, a lot of people were like, you're gonna break this generational curse of divorce and it's gonna be amazing. So then when I wanted to get a divorce, I was like, but what about the generational curse I'm supposed to break? I also was very depressed at the time, but I had this feeling of maybe I'm supposed to break the generational curse of staying married far decades longer than you should, and then having people and yourself start over 20, 30 years down the road, especially when there's kids involved or ministries involved or all these things that you've built. I'm not saying this because I'm telling you, go get divorced if you have had a fight with your husband and you're like, let me divorce this man. But I remember going through the loneliest time of my life when that was happening. I was so embarrassed. I was so ashamed. I lost all of my friends, and basically my life had to start over from scratch, especially because I worked in ministry. Like, life was over. My life is over. God is done with me. Even though I knew that wasn't completely true, I still felt like, well, my life won't be as good as it would have been if I had stayed married. Even though I really felt strongly that this was not the right situation for me. I remember people telling me, I'm not in the will of God anymore. I'm never gonna be as happy as God would have intended me to be if I made this decision. I told a very close friend of mine who was a pastor, hey, I have to choose myself in this moment. I know that sounds corny, but like, if I don't do this, there's not going to be a Mariah to even be mad at. Like, I am at the end of my rope. I really need to figure this stuff out on my own. And that person said to me, we don't choose ourselves. We don't live for ourselves. We live for our husbands and God. I'm sure he meant the best that he could, that those people meant that in a good way. I don't know. But let me tell you something. No matter what's going on in your life, whether you're getting married, getting divorced, having a baby, watching your babies grow up, going through a big change in life, or you're grieving or whatever, there's nothing we can do to mess up the grace of God. There's nothing we can do to extract ourselves from the love of God. And I know that we hear this all the time, but I need you guys to know I really thought my life was going to be so over, that everything was going to crumble around me and that I would never live a good life. But I still did what I did because I felt that much conviction to get a divorce. My ex is now married with 2 beautiful kids. He's very, very happy. I went through a pretty bad relationship after that. It was kind of abusive. I got out of that and I wouldn't trade any of it for the world because that experience made me who I am. Now I look around my apartment in New York City, dating the most wonderful man in the world. I am not depressed. I have hope. I have joy. I know Jesus loves me. I'm living the life that baby me would have dreamed of and wouldn't even believe I'm living. The career that I love and that I'm passionate about. I'm not saying that this is because I got a divorce. I'm saying that even with all that I went through and all the things people thought would be the end of me, I thought would be the end of me, God has still blessed me. He's kept me. He's given me the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life. And there was a time I never would have thought I would even make it past the age of 24. So the fact I'm here is such a blessing. And no matter what you're going through, I just want you to know that you're loved and you cannot outrun the grace of God, the love of God. And no matter what's going on, you're never alone. And it'll always, always, always work out for the good of those who love him.
Okay, Let me tell you something, guys. This is fake happiness, and this is a performance. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, but RJ, how do you know? Like, how do you know like this is fake performance? You don't even know this girl. How do you know? Like, can you read her mind? Or no, this is social media, guys. Most people when they come to social media, they overstate their like happiness. They perform, guys. You know what I mean? They perform. They make it seem like they're thriving, they're independent, they're healed, and they make it like this is a performance, guys. Because there's no way you can be happy about leaving your high school sweetheart, the only man who wanted to get married to you, who didn't just want to get inside of your drawers and sleep with you. No, this is the only man in this world who wanted to get married to this woman. Because after the divorce, she tried dating again. She ended up in an abusive relationship, and then now she's in a relationship. So she's jumping from one situationship to another. Like she didn't say like she's married again. She said I'm in a relationship. That the husband is married again because the husband values marriage and family, and she said it herself that her ex-husband is an incredible man. He was a good man. He said it. She said it, bro. She said it. I didn't. So tell me, how can you be happy after after destroying all of that, bro? After destroying something beautiful, like how do you become happy, guys? Like explain to me, bro. Explain to me. This is why I'm telling you, this is a performance. I mean, she's not different from any of these women who are divorced and come to social media and try to convince themselves that like I made the right decision, and try to get validation, because there's women in the comments telling almost every woman in her comment um is telling her that you made the right decision. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry. You made the right decision. But she's unhappy, guys. We know she's unhappy because I can see that she's unhappy. Look at her, bro. This doesn't seem like a happy person. I don't like. Okay, guys. I don't know how to explain this, but the best way I can explain it is, you know, these women, they come to social media and try to lie to us because this is a big lie, bro. The happiness is a big lie. The happiness is fake. It's a performance. That's what it is. Because nobody destroys a beautiful thing, something that they built from high school since they're 17 years old, and uh, 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 and destroy it, and then they like, okay, cool, I'm happy with destroying it anyway. There has to be a regret, bro. There has to be a part of you has to regret your decisions. But it seems like these women don't regret their decisions. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Peace.